Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new edition of Women's World. My name is Amal Mukhtar. In this episode, we are going to discuss issues that concerns the Egyptian and the Arab women. A short break, and I'm going to be back with you. Welcome back. The Arab woman is always unique and different from any other woman in the whole world. She's a courageous woman, and she helps her family and supports her society. We're going to shed more light on this, and we have the pleasure to have this phono with our dear guest, Dr. Maha Mahgoub, international consultant to UN agencies. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, Dr. Mahgoub, the Arab woman is completely different from any other foreign women, and the Arab woman is always helping her family, her society, and her country. Could you give us an idea about how you see the Arab woman?
The Arab woman is a role in Egypt especially, and in Arab countries is very important. She is playing an important role in raising the societies, their families, and so on. Hafiz Ibrahim said that the mother is a teacher. If you prepare her, you will prepare people of good ethnicity. So women are the base of the formation, of development of societies and their families, and the most important pillars of family and in its construction. And of course, the women in general are considered the half of society or even the whole society. For many years, the role of women remained confined to a family circle until the middle of 20th century, when women moved to the base circle of the labor market and involvement. So she played an important role in all areas, in developing societies, in business, administration, medicine, law, and many other fields that women were able to join. In addition, the positions that she held the large companies and in creating her own professional career, this does not mean canceling her role as a mother or nanny and family manager. She is able to carry out two complete jobs at the same time, and this does not detract from her performance. Likewise, the role of women in advancing the families and societies from ignorance and illiteracy to education regarding the writing and through their role as teachers cannot be denied. And not only that, the woman, she entered the field of the workforce. Now we can see that the women now constitute the half of society in the labor force.
Yes. Also, Dr. Mahgoub, nowadays we see how brave and supporting is the Palestinian woman for her family and for her country and for her society. If you would like to shed light on the role of the Palestinian woman to her family and society through the past 75 years.
Yes, Palestinian women in Palestinian society is the core of the family and the cornerstone and the most important member of the Palestinian family. So she is an icon of the Palestinian cause. She is the mother who gave birth to fighters and raised them with pride and dignity. During the last years, she became an important pillar in her family, in her country. She is the wife who pushed forward the spread enthusiasm and was shoulder to shoulder in the struggle since the first spark blow up. She was and still is a symbol of resistance, revolutionary, captive, and martyr. In current event, we cannot deny the sight of Palestinian women who participated with all their might, whether as a doctor treating and wounding or a volunteer helping those affected by violence and the breathing of civilians. The occupation was unable to to resolve the Palestinian women despite the killing, demolition, and successive arrests. There will continue to be horrific and stories of steadfastness and just to have a good name in the society. So maybe we can have big names from Palestinian women. Maybe for politicians, we can see some figures such as Hanan Ashrawi, Hani Zogbi. As fighters, we can fight Fatma Khastika, Therese Helsa, Layla Khaled, Dalal Maghrabi. So she proved herself in several areas, even for academics such as Dr. Islah Gad, Ghada Qadmi, in media, Fatma Bederi, Shireen Abu Aqla, artists such as Tanya Halabi. So all of them, they work together in order to save their cause and to fight with the fighters in Palestine.
Yes, Dr. Mahgoub, since we are mentioning the Palestinian women, we could not also forget the Algerian women and the Algerian girls as activists. These figures are inspiring for the whole Arab women. Also back to the Palestinian women who are also inspiring other women in the Arab world, and also, as I've just mentioned, in Algeria also is full of very strong women. So also give us an idea about other countries like Algeria.
Yes, of course. Algerian women as well, she played an important role during the war of 1962, and of the War of Independence. She was an equal footing with men. Thus, they achieved a new sense of their own identity and measure of acceptance from men. Following war, women maintained their newfound liberation and become the more activity involved in the development of new states. The Algerian constitution and for gender and equality and enable women to vote and run the political office.
Yes, Dr. Mahgoub, back home as in Egypt in the year 1919 and the revolution of 1919, that was the first time in the history of Egypt that the Egyptian women and the Egyptian young girls participate in a revolution and go out in protests for independence. Since that time, the history of the role of the Egyptian women completely started to take another path. The woman after this was calling to take her education and her right in education. After this and after years, the Egyptian woman was able to take positions in the parliament, in the ministry. Now, as we speaking now, a year ago, the Egyptian woman became a judge also. So give us an idea about the history of the Egyptian women, her role since 1919.
Yes, since 1919, there was a good revolution headed by Saad Zaghloul, and most of well-known and famous politicians, and they binded together Christian and Muslim peoples together, and of course the women went out just asking for the liberty and the rights, and since that date, women, the state just recognized the role of women and gave her rights, and in the 50s, just give the women opportunities to just to have their vote and to have to be a parliament members. And of course, we can see that in the last 8 years, maybe we can find that the women empowered in Egypt by giving her many rights by the current regime headed by President Sisi. So it was empowering Egyptian women witnessing great challenges locally and internationally. And since 2014, it was a golden era for Egyptian women began. It restored life to them, gratitude to the presence of political that will believe that empowering women and national duty. So she gained a lot of wins since the revolution of 1919.
Yes. Also, Dr. Mahgoub, also the women, the media and the journalism, was it able to, to portray the reality and the significance and the great role of the Egyptian and the Arab women in your point of view?
Yes, of course. The importance of media and arts lies, in highlighting the issue of women and pushing it forward. The media plays an important role in highlighting the role of women with reference to concepts related to their rights to education, social, political participation, holding public positions, choosing husbands, motherhood, and other jobs through multiple media. And moreover, the relationship between art and society is one of the multiple influence that art is the mirror of society, and that the important role played by the art in its various fields influencing societies cannot be overlooked. Also, the technological development takes place in the media and social communication plays a role in opening the various international experience and thus developing the artist's content presented in terms of forms and content which lead to broadness and addressing topics related to women's rights in the society.
Yes. Dr. Mahgoub, how do you see the importance of the councils like the National Council for Women in Egypt, the National Council for Women and Child, also on the Arab level? There are the Arab Women Union for Investors, the Arab Women Union for Business Women. These movements, how do you see the importance of this?
Yes, the council, the Women Council here in Egypt is playing an important role in empowering women and asking for their rights and protecting women against violence. They have interactive departments to reply all women complaints and how to ask for their rights. As well, civil societies, including businesswomen associations and other NGOs, which helps women in developing and building their capacities, empowering women. They are the right arm of the government. So maybe the government cannot reach most of women, so that the civil societies, the National Council of Women, the Child Council, where the services that they provide to women, they are completing the role of the state.
Yes. Also, the Arab women were also inspiring other Arab women as they pioneered and were successful in several jobs and in several sports. For example, they became champions, and also women pioneered as a writer, as an actress, as a minister, as a judge. Yes, give us an idea about this, please.
Yes, of course. Sorry. The women became a pioneer in all fields and all areas, such as in poetry, in politics, in social, in everything. So the women become empowered. So maybe, for example, in 2016, the National Council of Women set a strategy for empowering Egyptian women based on the Egyptian Vision 2030 within the framework of Sustainable Development Goals. And in line with Egypt's Vision 2030 and in participatory framework with all concerned parties, the civil society and women, and officially they had documented to protect the women's rights as well international organizations such as the United Nations announced that Egypt is the first world launched its national strategy with the framework of the Sustainable Development Goals, and one of them is how to empower women and how to save their rights and how to apply the gender equality in Egypt.
Yes, yes. I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. I really had the pleasure to have this phone with you. Thank you very much, Dr. Maha Mahgoub, international consultant to UN agencies. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break, and I'm going to be back with you.